As we get older, we come to understand that life is full of decisions, and choosing who we spend our days with is one of the most significant. This is due to the fact that our happiness, mental health, and general well-being are greatly influenced by the people in our lives. As we age, we ought to embrace life and take advantage of the opportunity to rest, pursue our passions, and appreciate all that we have accumulated throughout the years. All of this, though, might backfire if we let some toxic or negative individuals stay by our sides. Being around the wrong people can cause far more harm than we realize, even if you have never given it much thought. They have the power to sap our vitality, crush our aspirations, take away our independence, and even jeopardize our mental well-being. However, we may make this stage of life a time of fullness, peace, and fulfillment if we carefully consider who we want to be with. This reflection is encouraged by today's video. Together, let's examine the kinds of people you should stay away from in your latter years in order to preserve your tranquility, your independence, and your standard of living. Instead of passing judgment or excluding you, we want to assist you in recognizing relationships that can be detrimental to your path and substituting them with more wholesome and fulfilling ones. Greetings, if this is your first visit to the channel. Here, we discuss important subjects related to autonomy, well-being, and the pursuit of meaning in adulthood. We offer insightful analysis, useful ideas, and lessons from schools of thought, like Stoicism, that can assist you in making more thoughtful and aggressive choices. Please take a time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so that you may be notified when new content is added. Keep watching until the very end, because we'll share a life-changing lesson on how to take back control of your life and live it to the fullest, despite the difficulties of coexisting with others. Prepare yourself for a discussion that has the power to alter your perspective on relationships and assist you in creating a lighter, more fulfilling life that is consistent with your ideals. Should we go together? 1. Individuals who undermine your aspirations. Sharing an exciting idea or desire, and then having someone tell us that we are no longer capable due to our age, is one of the most discouraging things we can experience. This kind of individual can severely undermine our confidence and motivation by constantly reminding us of fictitious time-based limits. These statements can appear as well-meaning counsel at times, but they really serve as a real emotional poison. These individuals may be acquaintances, friends, or even relatives who reflect their own anxieties and annoyances onto us. They have a narrow perspective on life, viewing aging as a barrier rather than an opportunity. The truth, however, is far different. Few young individuals have the experience, emotional maturity, and a broader perspective on life's important things that come with growing older. These dream saboteurs, regrettably, don't always recognize the harm they produce. "You're too old for that," or "Why don't you leave that to the younger ones?" are examples of statements that discourage endeavors that could provide happiness, fulfillment, and meaning. Consider the number of people who have already given up on amazing endeavors or stopped pursuing new interests as a result of these constricting beliefs. However, success examples demonstrate that it is never too late to pursue your goals. Consider the case of Donna Marta, who chose to operate her own cafe at the age of 70 against opposition from those close to her. Even though a lot of people warned it would be pointless, she went ahead. Today, the cafe is not only a financial success, but also a source of joy and fulfillment for her, who discovered a new purpose in life through this enterprise. These instances demonstrate that our mentality and perseverance, rather than our age, determine our capacity for success. It is crucial to understand that our potential is not limited by the constrictive remarks of others. We grow old because we stop playing, not because we stop playing, as Marcus Aurelius once stated. This expression serves as a reminder that, at any age, our ability to seek out, learn, and develop new things is what keeps us alive and vibrant. Consider this. How many aspirations have you put off because someone convinced you that the moment wasn't appropriate? Perhaps you intended to start a project, go on a trip, or learn something new. But when you mentioned your plans, you received negative feedback. You met doubts or criticism rather than support. Although this may have caused you to doubt your own skills, it's crucial to keep in mind that these viewpoints speak more about the one voicing them than about you. According to Stoic philosophy, we should concentrate on the things we can control, and our goals and endeavors are completely within our purview. Although we have no control over what other people think or say, we do have the ability to choose not to allow those remarks affect how we behave. Limits only exist if we permit them to be imposed, and age is merely a number. Give yourself permission to dream anew. Keep in mind that we only have the now, and that this is the ideal moment to go for your life's ambitions. Surround yourself with people who support you, believe in your potential, and acknowledge that your years of expertise are a valuable asset rather than listening to those who would discourage you. Remember that only you have the authority to determine what is feasible for your life. Stay away from those who put out your dreams and look for people who can assist you make them brighter. Epictetus once remarked, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." Because your dreams are what keep your soul fresh and purposeful, look to the future with bravery and resolve and pursue them. 2. Energy-depleting relationships. Relationships are vital to life, particularly as we age and need companionship, peace, and support more than before. But not every relationship is wholesome or happy. Some become emotional burdens, expecting far more of us than they provide, rather than being encouraging. These relationships rob us of the tranquility we so badly desire by using up our time, energy, and leaving us drained. These connections might be in a variety of ways. A kind companion who consistently expects more from you than you can provide. A friend who makes every conversation into a never-ending list of grievances or demands. Or even a family member who anticipates that you will be there to help them with all of their issues. Even while they may not be aware of the effect they are having on your life, the outcome is obvious. You feel overburdened, emotionally spent, and unable to put your own needs first. The main issue with these kinds of relationships is that they typically begin quietly. Small requests or demands initially appear to be commonplace and even loving. However, as these demands increase and build up over time, the relationship becomes one-sided, with you giving all the time and the other receiving nothing. The worst part is that, particularly if these folks are significant or close to us, we frequently feel bad about acknowledging that we are overwhelmed. The experience of Fernando, a 68-year-old man who started a new relationship after losing his wife, serves as an example to demonstrate this. Everything appeared to be ideal at first. His girlfriend was loving and caring, but over time she started to insist on things that Fernando couldn't provide. Without taking Fernando's limitations into account, she demanded more time, more attention, and even more money. He discovered that in order to satisfy her, he had to give up his routine, his own interests, and even his emotional well-being. Fernando eventually came to the realization that this relationship had turned into a burden rather than a source of happiness. Even though he knew it would be challenging, he made the decision to break up with her after giving it some thought. But by doing that, he was able to reclaim his independence, his tranquility, and the chance to find himself again. He now spends his time doing the things that bring him the most joy, including traveling to serene locations and playing the guitar. One important relationship lesson from Stoicism is that we need to recognize what is and is not under our control. Although we have no control over other people's actions, we do have a choice in how we respond to them. The best course of action for dealing with draining relationships is to establish clear boundaries and, in certain situations, to fully remove yourself from them. At first, this could appear challenging, particularly if you feel accountable for these others, but the fact is that nobody has the authority to take away your emotional equilibrium and tranquility. It's crucial to keep in mind that ending a toxic relationship is a self-evaluation decision rather than an act of selfishness. Often dreaded, loneliness is more preferable to remaining in a terrible relationship that saps your energy. Finding your passions again, getting back in touch with yourself, and making room for new, healthier relationships can all be accomplished by spending time alone. Take a time to consider whether you are in a relationship that consumes more than it contributes. Am I feeling more peace or more stress? Ask yourself. Perhaps it's time to reevaluate this relationship if it's the reaction to stress. Love, respect, and mutual support should all be balanced in relationships, especially as people age. Anything less than that is emotional dependence, which may be just as damaging as loneliness. It is not love. Be adamant about safeguarding your energy. You deserve to enjoy this stage of life in peace because you have worked hard throughout your life, endured hardships, and overcome hurdles. Don't allow unbalanced relationships to deprive you of that. Look for relationships that are light-hearted, humorous, and supportive. Be in the company of people who respect your boundaries, encourage you, and have similar interests. Last but not least, keep in mind Seneca's statement: "The strongest man is the one who has mastery over himself." This mastery involves the ability to say no when something threatens your happiness and the bravery to choose who you spend your life with. Maintaining only healthy connections is the key to living a more balanced and fulfilled life, and protecting your energy is an act of self-love. Third, pessimistic individuals and continuous criticism. Our quality of life can be severely harmed by residing around negative people. Constant criticism, pessimism, and endless complaints sap our vitality and keep us from being happy. The negative effects of these people's actions are evident even when they are not malicious. Pedro made the decision to live with a buddy after retirement. But when he saw that the friend just discussed issues and never looked for answers, the coexistence became untenable. Pedro made the decision to establish limits, spend less time with his friend, and concentrate on building stronger bonds with others. While we cannot alter other people, we can choose how we respond and who we choose to spend our time with, as Stoicism reminds us. 4. Your life is managed by your family. Family members frequently begin making decisions for you out of love or worry, believing they are assisting you. Despite its seeming good intentions, this mindset actually takes away your independence. Sayings like, "Let me handle this for you," can be oppressive, particularly if you still believe you are completely capable of making life decisions. Even with the closest family members, it is crucial to set clear boundaries. Tell them that although you appreciate their help, you still want to be in charge of your own choices. According to Epictetus, no man is free if he is not master of himself. At every stage of life, the right to make one's own decisions must be upheld. 5. Individuals who underestimate your accomplishments. Some people make remarks that undermine our self-esteem and minimize our accomplishments. They could be acquaintances, family members, or even friends who are always criticizing your accomplishments or pointing out your shortcomings. Don't let these viewpoints to determine your value. Nobody has the right to downplay the amount of effort you put in to get to where you are. Be in the company of individuals who encourage you to keep going. and who applaud your successes. Carl Jung once remarked, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." Appreciate your accomplishments and utilize them as motivation to keep going. Our quality of life is directly impacted by the relationships we build, now more than ever. Living with peace and purpose requires avoiding relationships with people that sap our energy, undermine our goals, or restrict our freedom. Now is the moment to put your inner peace, happiness, and independence first. Keep in mind that you are in charge of who you let into your life and how you spend your time. Establish clear boundaries, keep your emotional space safe, and surround yourself with positive influences. According to Seneca, the strongest man is the one who has control over himself. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel immediately if you enjoyed it and think it could be helpful to others. This enables us to keep producing motivational content for you. Tell us in the comments who you no longer choose to associate with. Others may be inspired by your story. Together, let's create a community centered on freedom and well-being.